Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Boy Ghost GG. We're continuing on with Kingdom Come Deliverance. Last time, we did a bunch of stuff. Honestly, the last session was just a continuation of many times that I had to quit prematurely or the game crashed. So I don't really remember when that last session started. But it ended with me finishing off Johanka's quest line for the Women's Lot DLC. We helped her out. We got the good ending for her and Matthias. So yeah, that happened. And we're gonna actually head over to Peshek over here, place a bet with the tournament to go repair my stuff, and then we're gonna go straight into the tournament for under Hans Kampfon's like name or whatever.
How are you?
About betting on the...
I'm glad. A nice little wager.
Will you teach...
Certainly.
I'm interested...
Wouldn't you rather?
Well... I hear...
Certainly.
I'd like to...
First, you have.
Oh, I thought I got a better.
See you later.
Alright. Bye-bye.
If I didn't...
I've got something that...
What do you take me for, Henry? Your person...
Yeah.
And now we head back up to town. Let's go repair anything we can repair, and then we'll go fight in the tournament.
I'm at your... Take care.
Can we do some...
Oh, my game just crashed. Oh no, it didn't. The game just minimized. I don't know what happened there.
God's bless.
516 for these repairs. That's kind of
Let's
wild.
have a word about...
Maybe that's because they're so badly damaged.
Are we...
Oh.
Can you show me... I'm interested...
Wouldn't you...
I've never repaired anything by myself.
God be with you.
I just realized that. I should probably try that sometime. But what's my armor looking like now? Nope. That was the wrong way.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go. Sir Hanush.
Don't have to ride a horse, idiot.
Yeah.
Greetings.
What are the...
Well,
How long...
all day long. The combatants have to go through several tough bouts before the outcome is decided. Usually the victory...
My nose is all runny today.
How many rounds do I have to win to become the...
Depends how many people enroll. The combatant...
Is there anything...
The tourney is for commoners, but that doesn't mean chivalrous behavior doesn't apply. If you strike an opponent who has yielded...
And what do I have to do to win? Do I have to...
To get to the second round, if both... Whoever wins...
What kind of...
You can take your pick. In the first two duels, that is. If a third duel is needed to decide the matter...
Can I borrow...
Not only can you, you have to. This is about fighting skill. There's equipment prepared for all...
Thanks. I'd like... Thanks. Can you tell me something about the...
Certainly. I was the...
I heard something from the blacksmith about the mysterious death of his son, Svatoplup.
A sad business it was. One day he's the victor of the tourney. Everyone was fond of him. We were all very upset. It's a mystery.
Can you tell me something about the fighter they call Black Peter?
A very able warrior he is. There's hardly a man in the province to match him. He's a bit too arrogant for my taste.
Could it have been Black...
You're not the only one that occurred to. But how could he have done it?
Can I wait here?
By all means. You can stay here until the next tourney.
Sounds good. I'd like to...
You'll have to wait a few days until Sir Hanush announces another one. Take care.
If he doesn't announce another tournament, then we're just gonna go do something else. Doesn't look like it.
The Lord be praised. I'd like to...
You'll have to wait a few days. See you later.
Alright. Tournament did not get announced, so we are going to go do something else. What shall we do? Guess we're gonna head over to that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
A dead horse. It is. Or a cow. Oh, it's a horse. Do they fall?
Yeah.
Oh, you won't get over the fencing.
Yeah.
Damn, I hate how there's like thick ass bushes that like block areas. Who knows encampment?
I'll be with you. I'm looking for Sakuno. Sakuno? Baron Rickvold. Isn't this his camp?
You won't get nothing out of him. You must be Radzig's man. I heard he was supposed to send someone.
Yes, Sir Radzig sent me as a guide. I'm Henry.
I'm Jakey. And this here fella, we call the Stone.
Icky and
See why.
stone.
What's up with him? Cat got his tongue.
No, more like the dog got it. The executioner's dog. When the executioner ripped it out of him. Anyway, you better come along with me. I'll introduce you to the other fellas. And the chief. These here are the Bearman brothers, Petter and Jan. They're a barrel of laughs, except when they're too drunk to string two words together. Like now. Don't get on the wrong side of them, though. When their blood is up, well, it ain't a pretty sight.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, I'm sure.
Never mind the fancy poses, Stefan. You're trying to kill the fucker, not teach him how to dance. And you, Dangler, stand your ground. Don't let him lead you round by the nose.
Sir? Well, sir, this is Henry. From Lord Kobler.
Ah, it's about time Radzig got around to this. We need someone who knows their way around these parts. Leave off with the bowing and curtsying. We don't hold with that tomfoolery here. Jakey! Where the hell are you sneaking off to? Go to the farm and get water. The lads are thirsty.
But I went last time.
And you'll go next time, you ungrateful pup. Get your ass moving. Snot-nosed brat. You pull them out of a pile of shit, and they thank you with back talk. Where were we? Oh yeah. We need a guide who knows these parts. So I hope I can rely on you, Herman.
It's Henry.
Right. Well, as I said to Radzig, I don't want to carry any dead weight. We could find ourselves in some very tight situations where every sword counts.
I know how to handle a sword, all right?
I've heard a lot of fellas say that. They still ended up on the wrong end of one. We'll find out. Stefan, take a break. Dangler, let's find out what Harold here can do.
Sure. No problem, Chief.
Shit. Damn, he's a better fighter. He got moves that I don't got. Bat.
Oh dear, did that hurt? Missed!
Oh my god.
You've got to be kidding! Damn!
Oh. Doing pretty well, I think, for how good of a fighter he is.
Fucking come on then!
There you go, I won.
You didn't fare badly at all, I must say. You can ride with us.
All right, good. Thanks.
Don't thank me yet. You don't know what you're letting yourself in for.
Sir Kuno, can you tell me something about yourself?
Drop the sir. That title brought me nothing but grief. But what do you want to know?
Sir Radzig told me the Rickvold family lost its wealth. How did that happen?
There's all sorts of ways to become impoverished. Nothing easier. Especially when your father's a fool. And your mother's mad as a bat.
Oh,
But it's a long and twisted story. We took our name from Rickval Castle. But that actually belonged to the convent of the Poor Clares in Tynitz. And my father only leased it. You see, he knew the abbess there since they were young. Knew her very well. There was even talk that she only joined the order because her family wouldn't let her marry him. Anyway, whether he was fucking her right there in the convent, or he just took a lot of interest in scripture, he spent an awful lot of time in Tynitz.
oh, he might have been after a bit of both.
Sinning and confessing all in one place. Well, I can see the convenience of it. Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Truth be told, her sanity was always shaky. Pa's escapades drove her cuckoo entirely. Then, one frosty December morning, I was woken by screaming and smoke. I looked out the window. I saw my mother there, in the courtyard, wreathed in flames.
Oh my god.
Behind her, the stables, the farm buildings and the tower were burning too. And she just stood there, shrieking with laughter.
Christ, that sounds like a scene straight out of hell.
Hellish it was, I can tell you. Me and my sister Adela and a few servants managed to get out before the whole place
Adela.
went up.
Oh, that name.
I couldn't get to my
Same
father.
person, but
Or my little brother. Poor lad was only 7. My sister and I were left destitute after the fire. Then my cousin, Adam of Drevich, took us into his castle. A few weeks later, he offered to buy what was left of our estates and sell me a small fortress near a Kovnik. It was a great relief. We suddenly had some hope of a future again. So I told my sister about it. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. A week later, the two of them announced to me they were getting married.
oh,
And all that was left of our estates, lands, woods, villages, Adela was to get it all as a dowry.
But surely that was for you to decide. You were the head of the family, right?
Aye. Only I barely had 17 years under my belt, and I'd just lost everything. Of course, I argued with them. And that was the only excuse they needed to kick me out of Drevich too.
That's pretty harsh.
You're telling me. But I'm not complaining. As my pa always used to say, if you can turn your hand to something, you'll never be lost. I doubt it ever crossed his mind how often I'd remember those words.
So Rad...
It's all up.
What about your debt to Sir Radzig? How did that come about?
A twist of fate, lad. I was fighting in the hostilities between the House of Schallenberg and the town of Colleen. Some trade dispute it was, and I fought under the Schallenberg colours. In the end, the two sides negotiated a truce, and I rode to Colleen with the delegation that was to parley there. We stopped off at an inn on the way, and it was there that I met Radzig Kobyla. I could tell at first sight he was a man after my own heart. A likeable rogue, with a sharp mind and a merry soul. We spent the whole night drinking together and talking, and in the morning we set off together, with sore heads, but in good temper, since he was travelling the Colleen same as I was. Only, once we reached the city gates, they arrested me on the spot. Seems the burghers had it in for me, since I'd been making their lives hell for a good 6 months. On the other hand, I was a member of the peace delegation, so by rights, they shouldn't have even looked at me sideways. And then it hit me why Radzig was there. Colleen is a royal city, so he was there to represent the king's interests.
I see. So he was on the other side.
That's right. Anyway, they threw me in a dungeon, and a few days later word reached me that the Schallenbergs had reached an agreement with the burghers. Only part of the deal was they would give them my head.
Oh, what
and I'd
dicks.
surely have ended my days swinging from the town battlements if it hadn't been for Radzig. He liked me, and he could see it was a dirty trick, so he somehow squared things with the city council.
Lucky for you.
Indeed. I owe my life to Radzig, and I'll never forget it. He's asked me twice before for help. This is the third time, and how could I refuse him?
I'd like to ask about your men.
Ask away.
Not change anything.
What about the fellow they call Dangler?
I've never ridden with a better man, I can tell you. He doesn't say a lot, but for that, he listens all the better. Nothing escapes him.
So he scouts for you?
Not just that. It's happened more than once. I was closing a deal with someone, and Dangler told me after that he didn't like the smell of the fellow nearly every time he was right. And the fellow tried to stab me in the back afterwards.
Those Behrman brothers are quite a pair.
Indeed they are. There's no more mercy in them than in, well, a bear. If I told them to skewer you on the spot, they'd do it, without batting an eyelid.
Jesus.
Oh, aye. They'd argue first about which one of them got to do the job. But they're as obedient as a huntsman's dogs. Real soldiers, the pair of them. Reliable, as long as they don't get too drunk. Then there's no keeping them under control. But nobody's perfect.
True.
What can you tell me about Stefan?
Fletching. For one thing, he's a very resourceful fellow.
How did he come to join your band?
Well, let's just say he was in the right place at the right time. You'll find he has quite a knack for that.
What exactly happened?
Sorry, I'd love to tell you the whole story, but I'd be betraying his trust.
Oh, now you've got me curious. Maybe I should ask him myself.
Sure, why not? Our Fletch does love to converse.
What about that dumb one? How did he end up with you?
The stone? Oh, he just kind of tagged along.
Just like that?
Aye, just like that. We were riding from Olomouc to a castle past Kladsko, when we ran into him and some other wayfarers camping along the way. You know how it goes. We made acquaintance with them, had a drink or two. Then we travelled on together. After all, there's safety in numbers.
I'm not sure I'd be thinking that if I ran into you lot on the road.
We might have done some things I ain't proud of, but wayfarers are sacred even for me. Anyway, our fellow travellers dropped off along the way. One in Mohelnitz, one in Schoenberg, and the rest in Kladsko. Except for the stone. He stuck with us the whole way. The fellas kept asking him what he was after, but of course he never said a word. When we were approaching Barsdorf, I ordered the men to get rid of him. I had some business at the castle, and I didn't want any strangers sticking their noses in. Stefan tried to tell him nicely, but he just sat there, staring like he was turned to stone. That's when we gave him the name. Then the Bearman brothers tried to get him off his horse. He booted Yarin in the face and knocked him out cold. Then he jumped down and felled Petter with one punch. A man who can do that is a man you want on your side. So we kept him.
Weren't you worried about having a stranger in your band? Especially one who didn't talk.
No, I figured if you can't talk, you can't tell. Besides, I've had worse.
What about Jakey?
Jakey, that boy will be the death of me. You've got to be tough on him, or he's good for nothing. But I'm fond of him, in a way.
Like a son?
I wouldn't go that far. But I've no family of my own. And unlike those other cutthroats, he seems to me like a good lad.
Well, you're pretty hard on him, though. And the others keep him on his toes, too.
The boy needs a firm hand. I was like him once, and I got the same too. If we let him be, we'd end up with a third bear man. And who'd want that?
True. 2 is more than enough. Should we ride out?
Aye, we ought to set out on patrol about now. Hope you've got your kit ready and whatnot. I'd like to head to the north. Is there anything interesting that way?
North of here, Samapesh and Merhoyed are that way, and Talmberg is a bit further on. There's stables in Merhoyed.
I wouldn't mind paying a visit to those stables. We can go through there.
And from there?
From there, we'll follow our noses. Something interesting is sure to turn up. I feel it in my bones. Man up and let's go.
Sure.
Feel in my bones.
Chief.
We ride together. Look at us. There's like 6 of us. Or more even, maybe. There's 8 of us.
What a fine day, eh, brother?
Indeed, brother.
You know what I like best about...
Where are we exactly? Mirrorhead. Why are we going this way? Also, why is my... Wait, why is everything so fucking... Where's my shirt? Durability on the shirt is so shit. Oh wait, this has like a durability thing to it. Oh.
amazing. All soft